When you want to bring in Illustrator files into After Effects, it's very similar to bringing in Photoshop files. But the one main difference is in order to be able to access the different layers, you need to, again, structure your elements into different layers. So here I have my pot separate from each of the leaves. And I've been really particular to say like, okay, this one is the leaf on the right, this is the left, and this one is the one at the top. And I'm going to go to After Effects, and same principles as the Photoshop file, where I go to File and Import and File. And I'm going to go to the plant and import it. And to start out, I'm going to bring it in as a composition. And here, I'm going to choose the layer size because I want each element to be sized to the layer. So I want the anchor point, the point of rotation and scaling, to be right inside the middle of each of those. So when I say OK, notice it creates a composition, and then I can double click on this. And here I have my plant just as I designed it in Illustrator. Now, if I want to animate this, I'm going to have to do a little bit of work. And the main work right now is moving anchor points and parenting things together. So for example, if I move this pot, notice that everything else does not move with it. And I want my other leaves to move with it. So I'm going to select all of them and then parent them to the pot. What this allows me to do is now when I move the pot, everything will move together. Let's move it back to the center. Then, if I click on my leaf right, if I want to have this sort of like wiggle in the wind a little bit, what I can do is I could, reposition it or rotate it. But if I rotate it, notice that it's rotating around the middle anchor point. So instead of having it rotate here, I'm going to go to my anchor point tool and move it to the bottom of my leaf. And for each sort of object you bring in, it's going to have a different point of rotation. So you want to be mindful of thinking about where your actual thing rotates from. I'm going to go to the left, put it this one at the bottom, and go to the one at the top, and that will be here. So now when I rotate these, R and R, this one at the top will move from here. This one at the left will rotate from here. This one from the right will rotate from here. So now I can do something like if I just want them all to sort of wiggle, I'm going to click rotation, jump here, and let's rotate it down. This one, click for rotation. We can do it for all of them. Jump forward, and this one I'm going to have it rotate up, and this one I'm going to have it rotate back. So then we see that they're all sort of going together. Maybe I want them to go a little bit opposite. So this one, instead of going plus, we'll do minus. So this one will go like against the grain a little bit. And actually that one's set back to the original. Let's move it back that way. There we go. So now I've got these all sort of going together. Now what I can do then is if I move or animate this pot from position here, and let's just go for 2 seconds. We'll just move it over to the right. Let's go this way. So now as that moves, these will animate with it. And if I want these to loop, right, what I'm going to do is add a loop expression. So I'm going to hold down Alt or Option, click on the rotation, loop out, and we'll do ping pong. And if I right click on the rotation, right click, and do copy expression only, come back here, and then edit and paste, and edit and paste. Makes it a little bit easier. And now I don't have to hold down Alt or Option if I'm just doing the loop out. So now as that moves along, it's going to go along with it. So I could slow this down. Maybe I come back to the beginning here and I want this to actually start off the edge. And this is where you just get to have fun with it, right? So as it's moving along, it's going to go sort of with it. I could have it scale up. I could change the sort of speed on it, but this is just something very slow and sort of fun that you can have.